I know we kind of asked you about this last year, but what is a good candidate for an expansion team, and how do you feel that Toronto kind of showcased last year?
Yeah, obviously last year we were thrilled with the way Canada and Toronto specifically, but I would say the country responded to having our first ever game there. And globalizing the game is an important part of our strategy. And given that Canada is our neighbor to the north here in the US, I think the success of that game was amazing. I mean, I can't tell you, just me having been there, walk in to see close to 20,000 people the night after the Maple Leafs played there and lost, by the way, unfortunately, but to like wake up the next day and have an early game and have that place packed, and the fan merch lines and fans coming up to me who, like, I was surprised they even knew who I was, and saying, like, you have made our dreams come true by having a WM game. You don't, and other fans, you don't understand like the impact this is going to have the next generation of young girls and boys who play or follow the game. So I get chills still thinking of that vibe last year. So yeah, and from an expansion perspective, I mean, what we're looking for in any city or market we're talking to is a committed ownership group with a great arena situation, practice facility, player experience. Because you see in our free agency coming off that 2020 collective bargaining agreement, free agency is real now in the WNBA, and there's a lot of player movement and star player movement and player movement that leads to a championship, like when Candace Parker, ended up in Chicago and won a championship. And, you have some movement up to Seattle this year and Phoenix, and now maybe there's more than these two super teams that have been and talked about last year who ended up in our finals. So really excited. But that's what you're looking for: committed ownership, great player experience situation, including arena, practice facility. Obviously, financial wherewithal is important as well. Valuations of our teams are going up. So obviously owners have to be in it for the long term. And that's what we look at. Demographics, psychographics, I'm a data person. And I look at a lot of data about the market and kind of our typical WNBA fan, but how can we grow that fan base in other fan segments? And certainly, Toronto did great on that last year.